Peter Hitchener, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dennis. How great to be able to talk about something bright and positive this afternoon. It's high time.
We are in illustrious company here.
We certainly are. Do you realise we are with Melbourne's junior Lord Mayor? His name, yes!
Good afternoon, Your Worship.
Your Worship.
Good afternoon to you too.
Your Worship is in Year 7 at St Bede's. His name is Mason, and he goes all right, that's for sure.
Mason, what's it like being junior Lord Mayor?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. You can just do everything that you've only dreamed of doing and watching everyone else do for you.
Have you sidled up next to Robert Doyle and said, listen, pal, it's time to, move aside for me?
Oh, probably. He's doing a good job now, but I don't know. Give us about 10 more years and we'll just see what happens.
Look out now, the robes and that gold chain. You're managing them okay, aren't you? You know, it's not too awesome, not too difficult to get into the regalia for the day, is it?
It does make you look feel a lot more special than you already feel that you are. They're really good.
I tell you what, I was on the judging panel for the Junior Lord Mayor, and Mason and all the other kids who were nominated as Junior Lord Mayors were unbelievable. They're amazingly articulate. They have a very clear vision of the world, what they want to do. And while local council tends to be about rates and rubbish and roads, but these kids look way beyond that. And I was asking...
Is the rubbish in the meetings?
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay.
No, well, yes, that's true. But Mason was talking about what he would do if he actually were able to implement changes. And tell us what the sort of things were the focus of your thoughts, Mason.
Obviously, the environment's a huge problem that we face today, and I just feel that we need to execute this issue and have a good look at it from all certain angles. And obviously, when you walk down the street and you see these people without a home and without the food and water that we take for granted every day, I just feel that we need to do a lot more about it. Yeah.
What are the things that people your age, when adults are not around, what are some of those? Are they the things that people are talking about in your age group?
Well, in my age group, we make a couple...
Other than fidget spinners or whatever they're called?
Yeah, there's a couple of them out today. Yeah,
I think Dennis has got his over there beside the desk, haven't you?
In a very stupid moment, I suggested that I might get one to stop me fidgeting while I'm interviewing people, and people took it seriously. So I got a couple of abusive emails. You should be concentrating on what you're doing. Mason, have you had to make many speeches?
Yeah, I've had to make a couple, but it's always so much fun, always never feel nervous.
I'm really pleased that you're so self-assured, because that is the greatest fear in the world.
Really?
On a personal basis, public speaking is absolutely on top of the ladder.
And I can tell you, Mason nailed it, because you had to get up and speak at the nomination things, and it was in this very... ornate chamber at Melbourne Town Hall. I mean, it wasn't like you just sort of rolled up to the high school and just did whatever you did. I mean, this was in, difficult company in a way, and you just nailed it. It was really good.
Well, I just feel that when you go into, I guess, a historical building and it's filled with people that, you see on the tally all the time, but, I mean, from a certain point of view that many people would think, you come into an environment where you just feel comfortable to talk in front of everyone.
Now, at St Bede's, you've just started there, the senior school, and of course time is spent thinking about footy at St Bede's, or sport, or golf maybe. No, I don't think so, but whatever it is. Is politics one of those things that later on you might just find yourself involved in, do you think?
Yeah, I've had a couple substitute teachers come in, and they've been teaching business, economy, and they obviously help you to learn about politics and all the world leaders of today. And later on, about a couple more years, I reckon I'll definitely take on that subject.
Excellent. Peter Hitchener.
Oh, Dennis?
Here's a Melbourne question for you.
Oh, dear.
What date is Melbourne Day?
Well, now I know the answer to this one. First of all, let me say, I think it's probably the most important day on the calendar, to be honest, because where else would you live? Melbourne is the most terrific city going around. But thank you for prompting me that it was on the 30th of August, because I honestly had no idea. And I remember we discussed this during the nomination process for the junior Lord Mayors. I had no idea.
What about a name that we were known as before Melbourne?
Oh, cut it out. That's all I can say.
I think Bear Brass was one, wasn't it, Mason?
Yes.
And Batmania.
There were quite a few. Batmania was obviously one for one of our founders, John Batman.
John Batman, that's right. Mari, good afternoon.
Sweetheart, you are absolutely fantastic.
Are you talking to me, Peter Hitchener, or Mason?
All of you. I have such hope for our future. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, you're going to take over the country one day.
Thank you so much.
Oh, keep it up, sweetheart.
Isn't that wonderful? Marie, thank you. Is it Mari or Marie?
Marie.
Marie, thank you. And pretty impressive young man, eh?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your call. Steve, good afternoon.
And Dennis and Peter. Yes, I was going to say what a great speaker that young lad is. He's brilliant. But I actually have been used to public speaking, and I couldn't help but have to ring you on this. Never do a public speaking session straight after lunch on a hot day. I had to do a fairly boring topic to about 300 people, and right in the front seat, one of the listeners went to sleep within the first 5 minutes, and he did a Mr. Bean. You remember the Mr. Bean episode? Yeah. He slowly but surely, the head went down to the knees.
And he had your attention, didn't he?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're talking to 300 people, and your eyes are riveted on this guy, thinking, my God, how far is he going to go? And anyway, he hit the ground.
Oh, no.
He jumped up with eyes like organ stops. And I just stopped. I said, well, that's the end of the presentation. Does anybody have any questions? And he's practically looking around.
That is so funny. Or the other good one is when somebody taps their foot all the way through the talk, and you think, stop it, you're obviously bored. Just keep the foot quiet.
Steve, you will enjoy, and you won't have to make a speech. A $100 voucher to the Lord of the Isles Tavern. At the end of your meal, a bottle of Wolf Plus private release Shiraz will be presented to you, and the Burnett family will look after you in style. Mason, the 2017 Junior Lord Mayor competition, thanks to 1-3 Cabs, opens today. Have you been able to still do all your schoolwork and be Junior Lord Mayor of Melbourne?
Yeah, I've managed to fit it all in. It's good.
Not difficult?
No, definitely not. You've got plenty of time to do all your work, and then plenty of time to nail it when you talk in front of everyone.
You know, later in life, when you've got a CV, it's going to look pretty good. When yes. in 2016, I was Junior Lord Mayor of Melbourne.
Yeah, I've actually talked about that several times to many different people. I mean, I'm sure when you're applying for a really good job, that's going to be really handy.
Like Prime Minister?
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes, hopefully. I'd say that's on the wish list now. Are you nominated by your school or your parents, or is it a combination of all of the above?
Well, it's I guess a combination of all of the above. You've got a lot of roles like just in the school, like such as school captain, and certain leadership roles. And then just say you can enter it, of course, just talk to your teacher or anything, and anyone can be nominated.
That's very good. It's very impressive.
John, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gents. Mason, I'd like you to take another career path and look at golf. And on behalf of us three old guys, get a decent course with no water hazards and just very flat bunkers within the metro area, please, sir.
So you won't be going to Sydney and playing the lakes, John?
That's too far away, though.
John, thank you. Mason, it's a pleasure to have met you. Do you have any words of wisdom or advice for anyone who is perhaps inclined to become Junior Lord Mayor?
Oh, it's a fantastic role to take upon, and it gives you so much opportunities for the future. And obviously, as you've mentioned, it'll look great on your resume.
Excellent. Well done to you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Mason Dwyer, Junior Lord Mayor of Melbourne. What a thrill, Pete.
Well played, Mason. Very good work.
Thank you.
And you'd recommend anyone who's interested in this sort of thing to apply. Do we know what the age range is?
10 till 12.
10 till 12. Good. Well, it's worth doing, I'd say, by the sound of it.
Yeah.
melbourneday.com.au, melbourneday.com.au, or just go to 3rw.com.au. The details will be up there. Pete, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to be
Anywhere but Texas, Queensland.
well, possibly. The sort of work I wanted to do wasn't actually available in Texas, Queensland, which is near where I grew up. I wanted to actually work on television or radio, and I've been lucky enough to do that. I was interested in news or stage work or anything, really.
Yeah, not dissimilar. Did you have a
You were the
teacher?
same.
Did you have a teacher who said you'd never amount to anything?
Oh, yes, did I ever? I had a headmaster in secondary school who thought that
That's
I had
it.
no potential, whatever, and actually told me so. And, it's I don't know whether he's been right or not.
He's been wrong.
Definitely.
Miss McIntosh was terrific for me at school. Miss Smith was fabulous. Freddie Francis, our music teacher, great. But Mr. Morris, to any of his descendants, he told me I would amount to absolutely nothing.
Oh, Cecil Pierce told me the same
deserved
thing about
every
me.
word of it. After the break, were you ever told by a teacher that you wouldn't amount to much? Or what are some of the things your teachers have told you? And have you done what you wanted to do when you were Mason's age? 96900 693 or 13 13 32.